Namaste students. If previously my live lecture may have started, I don't know, but because of some technical issues, it got stuck. So again, I'm restarting. So in the last session, we have completed chapter 1 and chapter 2, and today we are going to start with chapter number 3. And in that previous, I think 5 to 7 minutes recording, I have done just revision of what we have covered in chapter number 1. And after that, chapter number 2, chapter number 1 is all about vision, mission, goals, and objectives and values. That is the main concepts, and where we take the decisions, the levels of the management, like for example, corporate level, business level, or functional level. Now, after this, we started with the chapter number 2, and chapter number 2 is the main heading of chapter number 2 is actually strategic analysis. Can you see this strategic analysis? Yes, that is the main heading. Now, before we start creating a strategy, my dear students, you need to collect a lot of information. Okay, and that information you should collect from two sources, one from external and another from internal. Yes or no? Correct. Yesterday also we have discussed the same thing. When I talk about external sources, we have done chapter number 2 entirely. Different informations we have collected. To understand the business environment very well, we have divided into two parts: micro environment, macro environment. To understand the product, we have gone with the different life cycle of the product. And the most important, to understand the industry attractiveness, we have also done Porter, correct? 5 force model. Michael Porter's 5 force model. My dear students, I think you should do revision with me. And now we need to understand one very important concept. Okay. Now, once you have completed chapter 2, all about internal or external analysis, strategic analysis is all about collecting information. Before selecting appropriate strategy, we need to collect information, because information from external sources and information from internal sources, or you can say internal environment, will actually help the organization to understand the properly all the factors which is going to affect our strategy, our understanding, and based on that we can select appropriate strategy in chapter number 4. So today, in today's session, we are going to complete, okay, I don't know at what time the session will get complete, but chapter 3 and chapter 4 fully, and some 1 or 2 questions of chapter 3, 1 or 2 questions chapter number 4, which I want purposely to show you that you should understand how smart questions they can ask. Okay, now, and I'm happy to convey all this different small points to strategic management and of strategic management to you all, that while preparing this subject, believe me, if you actually put only 50% efforts, yesterday also I told you that whatever efforts you are putting for the practical subjects, if you only put 50% efforts, my dear students, definitely you can score good marks. Okay, and in FM and SM paper number 6, believe me, efforts, your hard work, okay, and your conceptual clarity will get you exemption. Okay, now we are going to start with chapter number 3, strategic analysis, internal environment. Now obviously when we start with the introduction part, so they are going to, of course, they are going to explain you what is internal environment. It's all about people. First, the people we are going to take into account, correct? And in people also, we'll take about stakeholders, because when I take this word stakeholders, almost all the people who are going to are affected or it's interested in the company will get covered. Now, after this, our input, output, throughput process, our infrastructure, our administrative apparatus, our power, responsibilities, structures, so many things, cultures, everything will get covered in this particular internal environment. But my dear students, when you talk about internal environment, okay, when we want to discuss about the internal environment, you need to be very careful. Factors in external environment will be same for all the organization in the industry. Okay, like government laws, so same for everyone, my dear students, correct? But when we talk about internal environment, it will be always specific to the company, specific to the organization. And in this particular chapter, we are going to cover all those different topics, which is very important from the strategist point of view. Okay, strategist point of view and strategy point of view, both the point of view. Now, the first topic which you will start is actually called understanding the key stakeholders. Now look, we have a lot of stakeholders. In that also we need to understand key stakeholders. Again, I just want to clarify one simple concept. I know that most of the students may know this answer also. When I say stakeholder and when I say shareholder, obviously stakeholder is a broader concept. Stakeholder means any person or a group of person who are interested in your company. Okay, and shareholder is only obviously who is holding the shares. Shareholder is a part of stakeholder. So I think I know that. Look, my dear students, many students or most of the students are knowing this thing, but sometimes some confusions will always be there. So it is my duty to clarify to you. Okay. Now, basically, in this particular topic, when you are reading this topic, they are actually explaining the different types of stakeholders, like shareholder, most common, suppliers, employees. These are the most common stakeholders of the company. Okay. Even of course, my dear students, when I say CEO, when I say board of directors, they are also part of our stakeholder only because they are also interested, correct? But sometimes you also understand, my dear students, that some unique name will also come, which they can also frame for what? MCQ. Like for example, government is also stakeholder, labor unions, they are also stakeholder. If you remember yesterday, while discussing the micro environment, we have come across one word called local community, or you can say local group, in which you are operating, the surroundings, my dear students. Now, they are also your stakeholders, correct? Now, do you really think that all stakeholders, my dear students, are equally important? No, it always depends on the power, that power they have to influence your decisions, and their interest in the organization. So based on this power and interest, we will actually come to know that who are our key stakeholders, correct? Apart from this, my dear students, even all stakeholders will not have a same expectations, and expectations of the stakeholders will definitely affect your strategy. Yes, my dear students, and that's why before we start with our strategy, we need to understand the expectations of our stakeholders, because if the expectations of our stakeholders are conflicting, a clash of objectives of, on particular point will come, definitely is not good for a creation of good strategy, or it's not good for organization. Okay, so this is you need to understand, and this is what the most important explanation to understand that why we are learning this topic. And they have given one example also of different expectations of stakeholders in OTT platform, and I think it's very manageable for you all guys. But remember, I personally feel that a smart paper setter, this time I'm talking about paper setter, can actually create a good question out of this concepts. He will give proper paragraph. In that paragraph, different stakeholders will be there, and there in a story form, case study based, nothing but one form of stories. Expectations of stakeholders will also be there, and after that, they will just simply tell you that identify the different types of stakeholders in this case study, and also identify their expectations. So how to write the answer after that? How to write the answer? So I will request to the students that write the answer in this table form only, my dear students. One side obviously stakeholder, on another side expectations of stakeholders. Now this is a simple example, so don't take this as a standard, my dear students. Okay, this is just an example to get an idea that how to write the answer and how to identify the expectations of the stakeholder. I personally feel that in most of the case studies, if they will give, obviously, few common stakeholders will be there. Few common, which means like shareholder, CEO, or board of directors, or some managing directors will come. Okay. Apart from this, okay, three will come: employee, correct, supplier, and customer. Okay, so this five stakeholders mostly will always be there, but maybe the paper setters and his or her creativity will define that case studies, that how differ or different types of stakeholders they have included. Okay, so remember this thing, and now we are proceeding. Now here we, in the previous topic, we understood the key stakeholder, my dear students. Okay, now when I say key stakeholder, which means first you need to understand who are the stakeholders, and then you need to understand who are the important stakeholders. Because understand, we have a list of stakeholders, but not all stakeholders are equally important, or their expectations will have an equal weightage, correct? Yes or no? So now on what basis you will prioritize the stakeholders? On what basis? So for that, we can use one tool called Mendelow's matrix. And if you are experienced player, recently in exam they have asked this question, Mendelow's matrix, my dear students. Okay, now Mendelow's matrix, acha, never think that they will repeat the question, sir, or they will not repeat the question. Look, we don't know. There is a different, no, there is a high probability that just like what you are thinking, oh, they have asked this question in the exam, so this time they will not ask this question. What you are thinking, they will also think the same way. Students are thinking now that we will not ask any question from the previous paper, ask any single question or repeat the question. Okay, let it be. That's a different thing. Now, another issue, student always do a mistake while reading. Look, Mendelow's matrix is the main heading. Okay, so generally students prepare the topic based on Mendelow's matrix. But believe me, in the study material itself, when you're reading the explanations, Mendelow's matrix is also known as with two another names. See, shareholder analysis matrix and power interest matrix. Yes, my dear students. See, look at there, stakeholder analysis matrix and power interest matrix. So sometimes possible, look, if they have asked the question, this question proper, big question in the previous attempt, that doesn't mean they will never take this topic in the current paper. They might use this two words to frame good case study based MCQ. So you should remember. Now, such type of topics in SM are very rare, where for a single topic you have multiple names. But then, my dear students, you need to remember those another names also. Okay, so this is the way. Second, in this, when they ask this question, they actually ask this question directly. Direct question they ask. But now, suppose if they want to actually frame MCQ, okay, case study based MCQ to identify this particular tool, then they will use this statement. Can you see this paragraph? Managing a project is extremely complicated as it involves managing the competing interest of various stakeholders. Who needs to know what and when, who needs to give their feedback, and who has the final approval, and approval can be confusing. However, managing a stakeholder is critical to the success of project. Identify the tool which will help you to manage or classify the stakeholder. Identify the tool. They will just ask MCQ like this, and then they will give ABCD. You should remember, sometimes they may not use the word Mendelow's matrix. Instead of Mendelow's matrix, they might use power interest matrix or shareholder analysis matrix. Okay, so remember this thing. Now, basically in this particular tool, they're using two variables, one power and another interest, and based on power and interest, we are going to classify, my dear students, our stakeholders. Okay, now understand why we are classifying. The reason is very simple. We need to know who are more important, who are less important. Okay, and that explanation they have actually justified here all. I told you, if you read study material very well, my dear students, you will understand explanation, importance of every topic they have given. It's our problem that we don't read. Understood? It's our problem, my dear students. Now, after this, we will start with our matrix. Now, simply, you need to remember one side power, one side interest. Okay, power, interest. So high power, low interest, which means keep satisfied. A stakeholder to whom we need to consult, we need to involve. Time to time we should give them information, because they can create hindrance, which means obstacles for us, like customers, yes, bank, government. They are keep satisfied. Okay, high power, but they are less interested. But the next thing, power is also high. Can you see this here? Power is also high and interest is also high. See, always see like this, high power and high interest, like this. I hope you all know that how to read X and Y coordinates. Okay, so they are known as key players, like board of directors, CEO, CFO. Are understanding? They are the key players. We should involve them in each and every decision, my dear students. Continuously we should provide them all the required information, because they are the main people. Remember, key group of people, management, who's going to take all the decisions. Now, power is also low, interest is also low. They are known as low priority. We don't care much, but look, we don't interact also often, but time to time small information will provide them. Okay, now here business magazines, yes, my dear students, media, so they will come in low priority. Okay, and finally, my dear students, if you see, interest is high. Okay, interest is high, but power is low, so they are known as keep informed. Now these are also very important because employees will come here, suppliers will come here, legal experts who are we have appointed, they will come here. Okay, and obviously you know that, remember, employee, they are also more important. Why? Because they will give us good information which will help us to take the decisions. So we will involve them and we will also time to time provide them informations. So you need to remember this classification, two perspective. Again, one full-fledged question which they have already asked, another MCQ they can frame, my dear students. Okay, and no need to remember whatever examples I have given, because if you read the explanations, all the examples they have given, see all the examples, and I have highlighted also. Can you see this? Already highlighted. Next, see, low priority, keep informed. Okay, but one very important concept is here. Now don't think that classifying stakeholder is a one-time process. Yes, my dear students, you know why? Because environment is dynamic. So when the environment is dynamic, it means, you know what, my dear students, stakeholders can change from one quadrant to another quadrant. Now we said that government will come in keep satisfied, power is high but interest is low. Okay, but suppose if your organization is committing some fraud in GST, which means now look, already government has a high power, but because you have committed fraud, now their interest will also increase, which means they will shift from keep satisfied to key player. So remember this thing, and where it is written explanation, this, that's why I told you that it is better to read study material. Okay, and finally they have given one superb activity where they have given one small case study, different stakeholders they have given, and then they told us that please classify. Okay, now because right now we are live and we are on, going on interactions, we'll read and we'll complete it. Okay, now see, when I say CEO, to CEO means it's a key player, correct? Next, Mango partners and investors, shareholders, they are also key players. Ministry, it means government. So when I say government means keep satisfied, correct? Now customer is also keep satisfied. Now seller is keep informed, correct? Yes, no? Bank, now bank will again come in keep satisfied, but the now turning point will come, Kumar S and Sharma T, senior managers in the company. Now look, here a simple twist, because most of the time people consider Kumar S and Sharma as an employee, and because they consider it as an employee, they put it in keep informed. But understand, here it's written senior manager. Senior means it's a part of the top management, and when they are part of the top management, obviously they will be key player. Now again I'm explaining one important thing. Suppose if here it is only written what, my dear students, manager, only manager is written, then you will consider them as an employee and you will put it in keep informed. So you need to remember the words, statements very well to identify the correct answer. I will suggest that thing only. Okay, great. Now proceed next. Now, my dear students, when I talk about internal environment, which means obviously we are also going to assess the current performance of the business. And when you want to assess the current performance of the business, you need to assess 4 important strategic drivers. Strategic drivers means the forces, the factors which will create a unique identity for the organization or competitive edge for the our organization as against the competitors. Okay, now there are 4 different drivers which we are going to cover in this topic. First, you can see industry and market. Second, customer. Third, product and service. And fourth is channel. 4 strategic drivers which help the organization to create a competitive edge over their competitors. It is very important to understand these strategic drivers if you want to remain competitive in your industry. Now first, industry and markets, my dear students. First is industry and market. Now again, if you read each and every topic like industry and market, customer, product or service, or channels, almost in every topic either in introduction or somewhere in that theory, they actually explain what is the reason of doing this topic. Now see here, industry and market. If you read this paragraph, you will understand the importance of that topic, why we are learning. Because this topic will help us to understand where we are in our industry as compared to our competitor. So what is our market position? What is our company's market position in industry as compared to our competitors? Now that is what the importance of industry and market, my dear students. Okay, now then they will definitely explain you what is industry. Look, when multiple companies are creating similar primary products, so those companies will grouped, okay, and that group is known as industry. Now we know that Maruti, Toyota, Hyundai, Kia, correct, Tata, all are automobiles. Zara, H&M, Marks and Spencers, all are apparel industry, all are apparel industries, correct. Now second, if you remember, we have actually done this explanation. Market, remember? Try to recollect, my dear students, where we have done. Yesterday, which means in last session only, chapter number 2. Remember chapter number 2? Market is a place where suppliers and customers will meet. Market has two types. One is physical, another is online. Physical means local, regional, national, global. Online means e-commerce platform. Remember? So same explanation is here. But here again, one small case study based question is coming. Is market same for all business? Definitely no, my dear students. Because for every business, for every product, customer will not be same. So if the every product customer will not be same, then how the market will be same for all business? It is as simple as that, my dear student. Okay, but please read the explanations very well while doing the revision. Okay, now we are also doing revision, but I can give you directly the logic and concepts, what is written over that, but you should read the paragraph. Now in this topic, main topic, analyzing the industry and market. What is the main reason for analyzing industry and market? We want to understand our market position in industry as compared to our competitors. And there is one tool, like I told you, to understand the priority of stakeholder, we'll use Mendelow's matrix. So now here, to understand our market position as compared to our competitors, again we have a tool called strategic group mapping. Can you see this strategic group mapping? Now again, students make one big mistake here. They don't read this paragraph properly. This paragraph gives lot of hints that we will not ask the question directly. We will not ask the questions directly, my dear students. Yes, indirectly we can ask the question, and this question they have actually asked in one of the attempts, old attempts. Yes, they have asked, and they have asked this question in indirect way. I just want to show you right now only so that you can understand. If they really want to make the paper tough, the paper cannot be tough, understand, if you know the all topics very well, concepts very well, because they are never going to ask any question out of the syllabus. Okay, but the problem, students are not reading study material, they are reading the notes. That is the biggest problem. Okay, now see, scenario based question, latest study material, my dear students, and see the first question itself. First question: a beverage company is launching a new line of energy drink targeted at health conscious consumers. The strategic manager wants to study market position of rival company. See the word market position of rival company in an energy drink segment. Which tool can be used? See, they have never asked strategic group mapping directly. In exam also, they ask like this only, to study market position of the companies. And if you actually see this proper line, industry and market analysis is extremely important to identify one's position as compared to the competitor. Can you see this? Okay, now next fundamental and concept. Look, understand, maybe in our diagram form. Suppose, can you see this square? This is your industry. Okay, please don't go on my handwriting. My handwriting is very poor. Plus, little bit I told you that in emergency I have created this small setup to start with the revision sessions, so little bit you need to bear with me. Now can you see the square? Now this is our company, this is Tata. Now understand, do you think you will compete with Tata? Tell me, do you think you will compete with Tata? Because, sir, I will compete. Why? Because it is in my industry. We are in the same industry. Wrong, dear. Use your brain. Generally, we compete with those organizations which are equivalent to us, our organization. Are you understanding? And that is where strategic group mapping's first fundamental comes. See this line, my dear students. See this line. Strategic group consists of those rival firms which have similar competitive approach. Now it can be in form of product, it can be in form of price range, it can be in form of the customer they are targeting, it can be in form of what you can say technological approach, my dear students. It can be in form of the services which we are technical assistance which we are providing anywhere, but similar. We can check, or we can create our strategies for the competitors which are in our range, in our zone, not with the which are not in our zone only, my dear students. And now in this strategic group mapping, we need to perform 4 steps. Okay. Now this is what the answer, and I told you that this question they have already asked in the exam. See, next is what? 4 steps. First, identify the competitive characteristics that differentiate firms in the industry. Now here also English. You will say, sir, in the previous topic you told similar. Now we are saying differentiate from in the industry. Array, my dear students, differentiate means, you know what? See, suppose if we are taking price as a comparison, price, then obviously companies who are charging high price will be in different segment. Companies who are charging medium price will be in different segment, and companies who are charging low price will be in different segment. That is how they are saying differentiating. But the companies who are charging high price, they will remain in the same group only, my dear students. Correct? Now take two variables like here in C. Here they have took range of product and reputation to create that X and Y coordinates. Okay. Third, assign the forms that fall in about same category. So like A, B, C, D, E, F, like this. And final step is draw circle around each strategic group. So you can see this circle. Simple explanations for this. And then again analysis of this particular diagram they have given in the next paragraph, which you should refer and go slowly. Okay. And yesterday only I told you that if you have any doubts, you can let me know. No problem, I will solve. Even if you are my YouTube student now, you can send me your doubt. Okay. You just need to mention that, sir, I have seen your lecture in YouTube, revision lecture. You just need to mention this, nothing else. Okay. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, my dear students. Over there also you can ask me doubt. Okay. Jignesh K Cheda is my Instagram handle. Over there also you can send me the doubts, no problem. Okay. Generally I every 2-3 hours I also check Instagram like you all, and I solve the doubts of the students. Okay. Now better option is always WhatsApp, my dear students. Again in this session I'm going to give you my number 9819068991. Okay. And you can also simultaneously follow my YouTube channel also, my dear students, for additional lectures like RTPs and others, mock test paper solutions, all those things. Okay. Now second strategic driver is customer. If you remember, yesterday also we have discussed customer. Obviously he is the main source of profit. Okay. But why it is important to understand customer? Their buying behavior pattern, frequency, correct? Then their what you can say range, that customer is high range, they want to buy, medium range, low range. This all thing matters, my dear students. And I told you that for company, before selection of the product, they actually want to understand the problem faced by customer, and they want to create the solution for that problem. So the starting point itself is a customer. Now, in customer also, yesterday I told you that if you remember that there are two concepts, customer and consumer. Customer means the person who is buying the product, and consumer means the person who is consuming the product. Sometimes they both are same, sometimes they may not be same. For example, I got the chocolate and I only ate the chocolate. So I am the customer, I am the consumer. But I bought the grocery, my whole family consumed the grocery. Now in this case, I am the customer, but my whole family is consumer. Now, why it is important to understand customer and consumer separately? Now, see this clear cut explanations they have given. From pricing perspective, customer is more important. But from value creation point of view, utility point of view, consumer is more important. And beautifully, they have explained this concept in this particular part. This part. Okay? This part. So please read this and you will understand why both the term is very important. So here we have completed our second strategic driver. Now first strategic driver was industry and market, correct? And second is customer. Now we are moving towards our third driver. Our third driver is product and service. Okay. Now in this whole page, if you actually see a whole page, there is no paragraph, which means there is no topic wise things. Whole page, only single topic is going and going and going. But you need to understand again why it is important for any business to understand their product or services they are providing. Because suppose if I am doing a business, most probably I'm not only doing I'm not doing a business only in one product. I may be doing business in multiple products. So I need to assess the performance of each product separately, my dear students. Which product are more profitable, which product are less profitable, are understanding, and based on that we actually take the decisions, my dear students, that in which product we should continue, which product we should not, or we should drop the product. Is it time for us, or for organization or company to add new products, my dear students? So many decisions will always depend on this analysis. Apart from this, we always think that product is important, no. Apart from the product feature, branding, packaging, warranties, so many things are important, which you will come to know only after doing analysis of product and services, my dear students. Now apart from this, my dear students, if you actually think about the product, so for every product there will be a different strategy you need to plan, correct? Yes or no? Again, product can be differentiated based on the size, shape, color, packaging, brand names, after sales service, and so on. But believe me, if you actually think, like in the morning when you get up, the first thing which we do generally, yeah, please, generally, is brush, correct? Toothpaste, yes or no? Now I want to ask you one question. If you want to buy your toothpaste, whichever brand you are using right now, I will not say anything else, but whatever. But when you go to medical shop or any general store, you never say give me toothpaste. Are you understanding? You will never say give me toothpaste. What will you say? Give me Pepsodent, Close Up, or Colgate. Like this only you will say. Now what is that Pepsodent? Now Pepsodent is a company? No, it's a brand. It is a brand which is created by Hindustan Unilever for their toothpaste. It is basically creating a unique identity in the minds of consumer. So believe me, personally, if someone asks me, I feel that almost all toothpaste, whether it's from Colgate or Pepsodent or from Close Up or Vicco, Brajaranti, whatever, almost the concept is similar. But what they are doing, using the marketing, advertising, they are creating that unique identity in our mind. This differentiation is actually not physical, my dear students. Physical means their appearances that they are showing, they are creating, my dear students. This differentiation is psychological. Are understanding? Now apart from this, finally the most important, which I told you, that why company creates brand for their product, so that consumer can identify the products. Are understanding? And to protect, of course, identity which they have created for their product. Because otherwise what will happen, people will copy. You know that the talented people are there in India. Even after brand protections are there, legal laws are there, still the products are getting copied. And you know that multiple times in the news channels you feel that. But basically that brand identity is actually sorry, I'm really sorry, we have created to protect and creating that unique identity of our product in the minds of consumer. Okay, so believe me, in this whole page, this is what the discussion is there. So once you complete, now the most important two aspect. One, when you think about the how to set the price of the product or service which you are serving, how will you, what important points you will think in your mind. The first thing while selecting the selling price is that it should be customer centric. Well, customer is able to pay that amount. Are you understanding? Second important thing is, my dear students, that it should be sufficient amount that can cover our cost, which means it should not be in loss, it should be in profit. And the third thing, my dear student, that selling price should actually help the organization to increase the market share of the product. Are you understanding? So these are the three things which you should always remember. Customer centric, it should provide sufficient return, which will obviously help to cover the cost, my dear students, you can see, and increasing the market share. And now after this, best product you create. If you remember yesterday only, again I'm sorry, which means last session, I give you an example of Cadbury company Dairy Milk. Remember why Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and all other big brands every day they continuously doing advertising. So first, we actually do marketing for what? Creating the awareness about our product. That is the first thing, correct? And then that repetition is going so that our customers should always know that product exists. Product exists. Cadbury, Dairy Milk, case study, correct? So here we are going to discuss the different types of marketing strategies. Obviously, I'm not going to, I will not be able to read line by line, but I'm just giving you the ideas like social marketing. So my dear students, just now I came to know that, few movies released. Okay. And whenever you go, I personally feel that, some students or some people always go to theaters for, getting that experience of that movie. But, before movie starts, one person comes and name of that person is Mukesh. I hope you remember, because cancer ad, remember, tobacco ad, that is called social marketing, creating a social awareness. Okay, this is again just for the example and knowledge. Please don't create any conspiracy from your. Next, uh, augmented marketing. Now, what is augmented marketing? Look, people, all companies are providing their core products, but when you provide something extra with your core products, now that is called augmented marketing. Like for example, in cell phone industry, there is one common concept that when you buy a particular phone, they will give you free membership of Amazon Prime, or they will give you free membership of, or I will not say free means 3 months, 6 months, 1 year membership. They will give free. Now this is something called augmented marketing. Another example for augmented marketing is, my dear students, Geo or Airtel or Vodafone, some recharge. When you do some recharge, you will get Hotstar subscription for that period free. Now that is also called. Look, Hotstar subscription is not their core product. Are you understanding? It is not their core product. Their core product is that recharge, a telecommunication service, my dear students. Now, this is what augmented marketing. Third, direct marketing. Every day whenever you watch TV, my dear students, and the advertising you are seeing on, watching on the TV is actually known as direct marketing. Now relationship marketing, when you frequently you are flying with particular airlines, I'm giving an example. Okay, like I personally frequently travel with my dear students, Vistara. So Vistara has one program that they always want to create a good relationship with their regular customer. Again, look at my word, they don't offer to everyone, regular customer, and they want to make sure that this regular customer should always remain with the airlines. So what they do, they actually time to time give you the coupons for airport lounge access, or they will upgrade you from economic to premium. Now this is what called relationship marketing. Now, next is service marketing. Generally, this is very common marketing for insurance companies, banking. But always remember, service marketings is actually, I will say, like, they have a weird characteristics, because whenever you see the bank ad, whatever ad, the content they are showing in the ad will not be remain constant. Like for example, they are showing for fixed deposit some interest rates, but you know that frequently time it will change. Suppose we are watching the LIC policy, but that policy will be always there for particular period, my dear students, for 3 months, 6 months, and after that they will change that plan. So you need to be very careful. Okay. Next, person marketing, organizational marketing, place marketing. When I talk about person marketing, almost all film stars, they, whenever they come to airport, that paparazzi comes along with them, or politicians whenever they travel, and that is called person marketing. Organizational marketing means, what? Look, generally we do the marketing of what? Product or services, correct? But when I talk about organizational marketing, which means here we want to market, or create awareness for the name of that company, organization, that is called organizational marketing. Like for example, right now IPL is going on. My dream 11, my dream 11, organizational marketing, sponsor of IPL. Understood? Place marketing is generally, you will see, my dear students, in terms of tourism. Right now, whenever I'm opening my Instagram, so so many my friends and students have visited. Right now they are in Kashmir. So when I'm watching their videos, and I get that suggestions, my dear students, Kashmir, come to Kashmir, come to Kashmir, or come to Goa, come to Thailand, my dear students. I'm just telling tourism marketing. So it is a place marketing. Next is enlightened marketing. This is a typical concept, and most important, my dear students, here we want to create a long-term impact in the minds of the our customers. That is called enlightened marketing. It's not only about product; it's about creating a long-term impact. So one of the super example I want to give you, because many students doesn't have proper examples, is called Dove 7 days challenge. If you have seen the ad of the Dove now, in they are actually telling the few, they are showing like this, that one side you put Dove, another side put another soap, and feel the difference. Now that is called enlightened marketing. Apart from this, uh, I think there was one company, P&G, okay, and they have come up with one advertising concept, that whenever you will buy any product of P&G, they will donate 1 rupee or particular amount to particular NGO. Okay, so these are something called enlightened marketings. Enlightened marketings, I have seen one particular, I think, MCQ in somewhere in case study in different books, old books, was on this principles, my dear students. Yes. So please read this principles also very well. And that's why I have highlighted this. Next, differential marketing. Now, differential marketing is very simple concept, that company actually create two different ad for their two different products, like Hindustan Unilever, different ad for Dove, different ad for Lux. That is called differential marketing. Okay. Next, synchro marketing, my dear students. Now, what is synchro marketing? So most of the time, if you know that nowadays most of the people, for spending the time, they go to the mall. Okay, so most of the crowd will be there in mall in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But rest of the days, Monday to Thursday, you will not find the crowd only. So to balance this demand and supply, they will go for synchro marketing. Like for example, movie theaters, they will come up with the offers for Monday to Thursday. Okay, that one on one free, or if you buy one ticket, you will find you will get popcorn free, like this. Concentrated marketing. It is very, very, very focused marketing, and such kind of marketing will be done by exceptionally well companies like Rolls-Royce or Rolex company or Rado company. They will create such kind of they will do actually such kind of marketing. Concentrated for niche marketing. That target audience is very limited and very specific, my dear students. Okay. And finally, we are going for the last concept, demarketing. Now, this is something unusual concept, a different concept, where company themselves, they want to diversify the demand of one product to they want to diversify the demand of one product to other product. Yes, that is something called demarketing. And the biggest example for this is Apple. So whenever Apple launch their latest product, what they do, they will start, obviously I will not say start, but they will stop selling their old products from their websites. Now that is something called demarketing. Okay. Now here we have done different types of marketing, and my dear students, I know that again and again I'm saying my dear students, but understand all these explanations, they can frame a proper MCQ questions. Yes, proper MCQ questions. Okay. Now, after this, we'll start with the next topic, and the fourth strategic driver is known as channels. This entire question also they have asked in exam, my dear student. Now, first of all, channel means distribution channel. And for any company, understand, even if you have created a good product, you have created a very good marketing campaign awareness, okay, but if you don't focus on the distribution channel, that distribution channel means ultimately a channel which will make sure that your product or services should be reached to the ultimate customer, are understanding. So you will not get the market. So you need to understand, you will not be able to beat your competitor if you don't have a control, or you can see monopoly type pressure on the distribution channel. Now the most important thing, distribution channel. See, if you actually read this, so yesterday also we have done one topic, entry barriers. When you have a good command over distribution channels, remember, access to distribution channel, you can actually create barrier for your competitors. If you read this concept very well, you will understand this, my dear students. See, read this connection. So while reading also, you should connect with the previous topic which you have completed, okay. And then next, different types of channels. Sales channel is the most typical distribution channel, where from manufacturer to distributor, distributor to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, and retailer to customer. So here you need, this is the most traditional channel, okay. But nowadays what is happening, now companies got another concept called product channel, which means now you will find some intermediaries, okay, intermediaries who will directly take the product from manufacturer and directly it will reach to the customer. Yes, this is something called D2C, direct to customer model. Understood? Now here Amazon, Flipkart, they will help. Yes, they are the mediators who will do what they will do. They will take the product from the retailers or wholesalers or the manufacturers, and directly it will reach to the customer, okay. But apart from this, suppose if I want to start with my small business, but understand, I want to go on a national level, but I do not have access to this distribution channels and do not have money to distribute my product to the each and every corner of India. Simply I can do a tie-up with what? Blue Dart, a courier company, are understanding? Yes, delivery, a courier company. Now these companies have started the services. Okay, what they will do? They will pick up the product from your godown and they will distribute to the every corner of the India, wherever they have network, proper network. And third, service channel, the most technical part of channels. Believe me, most of the students think that service channel means what? So our after sales service. That is called service channel. No, very intelligent topic. Look, understand. Maruti is selling their cars, correct? But after selling the car, another example, Apple, Samsung, they are selling their product. But after that, what? They give warranties. Okay. Now, warranties means what? That if anything happens to the product or service during that service, if some problem will occur, then they will help us within that warranty period, correct? But how is that possible that Apple or Samsung or Maruti can set up their service centers all over India? Practically it is not possible for them because it's required huge capital to set up, not only setup cost, employees cost, so many. So what they do, they do tie-ups, are understanding. So when I go to Samsung service center, that Samsung service center is not owned by Samsung, it is a tie-up. So companies do tie-up, okay. So these are the service channel, okay, are you understanding? So this authorized service centers are the service channels, are you understanding, for the companies. It is not owned by companies, but using these services, they are providing services to their customers. I hope you understood the concept very well now. 100%, this is very tricky part, okay. And now after this, why you should read proper question. Why? Okay, because when they have asked this question now, they have asked this question in which part, it's like 1 plus 1 plus 3 mark, 1 plus 1 plus 3, 1 mark for what is channel, 1 mark for why channel analysis is important. So if you actually don't read this paragraph, 1 mark you lost. And this is paper I'm talking about, May 24. Why channel analysis is important? Because understand, right now suppose I'm operating in a local area, now I want to go on a regional area or national level. So existing channels are enough to distribute my product or services to the higher levels. If they are not enough, then I should go for the other options. Now, that's why channel analysis is important. Understood? See, small paragraph, two lines, and they have asked for 1 mark. I told you that. Don't think they will always frame full 5 mark question. Question will be 5 mark, but then bifurcation will be there. 1 mark, 1 mark, 3 mark, or 5 mark. In that bifurcation will be there 2 mark, 3 mark, like this. Understood? Okay. So here we have completed all 4 strategic drivers. Now, after you complete strategic drivers, the next important topic comes. Again, very conceptual topic. Most of the students, they just, what they do, they mug up or by heart. What is core competency? They don't understand only. Now I want to give you simple example. Okay. Now here, remember the 2 words: resources and capabilities. Capabilities means skills or talent you have. Okay. You all over India, every student is reading the same material. Resource means what? Men, money, material, technology. This is what all about resource. Okay. Simple example: every student are reading from same study material, yes or no? Acha, all CA students will have equal skills, talent. They are good. That's why they have opted for chartered accountant. I'm personally think that you all are good. Okay. But do you think that while writing the paper, or and after that, when marks will come, all the students are getting same marks? So even you are accessing, I'm saying, suppose take another example like this. Take like feel like this. We said other thing being constant. So assumption, based on assumption that all India students, CA inter, all India CA inter students are reading from the same book, this ICA material, and they are learning from me only. Okay. Still, all the students will get different marks when they will write the paper. Yes or no? So understand, how can you differentiate yourself from your competitors? So in industry, every company, every organization who are operating in the industry will have access to resources and they will have a capabilities, but only few companies are able to create impact. How? Only those companies are able to create impact who knows how to use their skill, which means capability, to exploit the resources. So when you understand, when you learn that how to use your talent, are you understanding how to use your talent, skill, capabilities to exploit the resources in a most competitive way, there you have created the competency. Are you understanding? This is the basic fundamentals. Now, according to CK Prahlad and Gary Hamel have introduced, or you can say advocated, a concept of core competency, which is a widely used concept in management theories. Another thing, when I say competency, my dear students, generally, just now I told you it was an individual competency, but when I think about the organization, my dear students, all the skills, different skills, we always need to take combined. Okay. And using the different skills in the organization, we can create the core competency for the whole organization. Okay. This is what the fundamental. And now we'll proceed. According to CK Prahlad and Gary Hamel, major core competency are identified in 3 areas. First, look, again, I will not be able to read line by line, but I will give you the main concepts. Competitor differentiation. You need to create your competency in such a way that they cannot imitate it, which means copy it. That is the first concept. Second, when can I say that you have created a core competency? When it will add value to customer. Chapter 2's concept, value creation. Are you understanding? When customer feel that buying your product, I know they are getting satisfied. That is called customer value. And third, the competency which you have created should not be restricted to one area of the business. It should be applicable to the entire company. That is called application of competency to other markets. So these are the 3 main important, you can see, areas where you can create or where you can identify the core competency. Now please look at the words very well. Okay, here the game is of word only. According to CK Prahlad and Gary Hamel, major core competencies are identified in 3 areas. Okay. Now, the next topic when we will start, my dear students, it is basically, when can I say that this is a core competency. Look, those are the areas, but basically, when can I say that this is actually a core competency? And this question they have asked in the exam also. Okay, four specific criteria for sustainable competitive advantage that firm can use to determine those capabilities that are core competence. So when can you say that the talent which you have created is a core and very few people will have? First, that core competency which you think that it should be a valuable, and again valuable means what? It should create value to the customer satisfaction. Second, look, I told you that in industry, all the companies, look, if they are operating in the industry, which means they all have access to resources, they all have capabilities, but only few companies are exceptionally well. Like in airlines, we know that Indigo is also there, Vistara is also there, Air India is also there, Jet Airways used to be there, Kingfisher used to be there, Go Air used to be there, but Indigo and Vistara both are profitable. Now I know that Vistara is merged with the Air India, and now only God knows what is happening. But still, tough competition. Indigo is in profits, yes or no? That is called rare. Look, all airlines have access to airports, all services of airports, but still, only few airlines can make exceptional things. Clear? Okay. Next, costly to imitate, which means obviously your competitors will not be able to imitate, means copy your core competency, and that core competency will not be easily substitutable, non-substitutable. No other product are equivalent or substitute your core competence. Like here, I will actually tell you the one example is personally why I like. Look again, I like Android also and I like iOS also. But iOS, I'm talking about right now here, iOS, my dear students, it is one of the core competence of Apple. Look, people are buying iPad or Apple phones not just because of the Apple company or hardware. They are also buying, their main reason is iOS. Security wise, one of the most successful operating system. Understood? Okay. So this is what your question called criteria for building. But see, what happens, I'm telling you, people only focus on this headings. People, which means obviously you, my dear students, you, and they have framed the question on these lines. Yes. So please remember, read. It's not only heading is important, it is equally important to read introduction paragraph. Okay. Next topic which will come in front of you is actually called SWOT analysis. Now here basically they have just explained that SWOT analysis, why it is important. So it is important because whenever you want to start with some new ventures or you want to analyze the existing one, you can use SWOT analysis as a tool to get many information, and this information will help you to take proper creating a strategies for the further for the future. Okay, that is what the concept which they have written here. But personally, I feel that how they will frame the question from this topic, this. So they will give you a proper case study and then they will tell you right, strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. Are you understanding? Now, again, how they will frame the question. So one of the question here is typical question in latest study material. Okay, latest is question number 2 in your scenario based question. See, Easy Life Corporation, a leading manufacturer of consumer electronics, is considering launching a new line of smart home devices. Okay, so they are leading manufacturer of consumer electronics, and now they want to enter into totally new line. Okay, totally new line of smart home devices. So as a manager, strategic manager, conduct a SWOT analysis for Easy Life Corporation to assess the feasibility and potential success of this new venture and consider both internal and external factors, which means strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. And again, look, they have given. Now you need to use your brain that how to think. Okay, so just see that answer they have given proper in table form. So I will again suggest if such kind of case study based questions will come, you should write the answers like this only. Okay. Now I know that you will think that, sir, you should discuss with us that how to attempt this. But look, my dear students, for that, first of all, your concept should be very clear. Look, when I'm talking about leading manufacturer of consumer electronics, which means already that company is there in the market, so they have a good reputation. So see, they have a good reputation. I'm just helping you to understand one point. But on the other side, what will be the weakness, my dear students? They're entering into the new business, which means obviously they have a limited experience, but that business is booming market, so it's a growth opportunity for them. But in that new market also, some existing players will be there. Now that existing player will create a intense competition for you, which is called threats. Now this is how you can think, and see, you can create 4 points properly, and at the time of exam you need to focus. Now this is one question which I told you. There is another question also. uh, this one, question number 5. Rohit Sodi runs charitable organization for promotion of sports in the country. Now, his organization conduct regular free training camps for youths and interested in playing cricket, football, hockey, badminton, so on. Many his trainees have reached a national level, of course, contest. Rohit noticed that with the success of IPL tournament, there is an increasing trend to extend similar format in other sports as well. He wishes to know that how development is going to help sports, and to which industry it will offer opportunities and threats. See, to which industry it will offer opportunities and threats. So again, you need to understand this thing very well. Okay. So while reading this case studies, you need to read very well and you need to think. And I will again suggest, do not just read the case study, also read their answers from the study material itself. From the study material itself. Understood? Okay. I'm just showing you the questions. Now, next. Now, this is actually the last topic of this chapter, but it's a very big topic. Competitive advantage, one topic, and then using Michael Porter's generic strategy is the another topic. Okay. Now, when I say competitive advantage, just to understand why some companies are more successful and some companies are less successful. See this, and you will understand. One of the example which I already told you. So it is simple. It is very simple. Companies who knows or who has created core competence, previous topic, companies who has created core competence, managers of such company know how to use core competence, how to use core competence to create a competitive advantage. Are you understanding? But what is more important here? Sustainability. If your competitive advantage will not sustain for a longer time, then you will not be able to earn longer profit for a longer duration. That is the first concept called durability. So you need to think about the durability of your competitive advantage. Second, if your competitors are able to access the resources which you were only accessing initially, then again there will not be a competitive advantage. That is called transferability. Even they now have your competitor will also have access to the same resources which you previously used to enjoy as a monopoly. If your competitors are not able to access the resources, but they know how to create the resources, that is called imitability. And the most important, if your core competence will not help you to create good return on investment, which is called appropriability, return on investment, my dear students, then it is not a competitive advantage. So these are the 4, again, my dear students, heading sustainability of competitive advantage. And after that, again, the another question. See, 4 major characteristics of resource and capabilities. And now you will say, sir, I will show you. See, question number 7. Now this part is just normal reading. This is the important part. See, I hope you are getting my points, that how they can frame questions in exams. Look, don't think that SM will be always easy. While reading, you think SM will be easy, but in exam, students are not able to correct the questions. Problem is that they know the answers very well. Yes, students, you all are very smart. You know the answers, but the problem is you're not. I will say like this: you have not created that core competence to identify questions. Okay, so please create that core competence, and you can actually create this core competence with me by subscribing to our subscription models, my dear students. And right now I know that the students who are watching this revision lectures, they are going to appear for May 25. But you can definitely share with your friends that if they really want to learn everything in conceptual way, then they can go for our subscription models, KS Virtuals. Okay, now next, Michael Porter's generic strategies. Now here, my dear students, why it is called generic strategies? Because it is actually used by bigger companies, small companies, profit oriented, non-profit oriented. Anyone can use this strategies, and that's why it is called generic strategies. Okay, now in this, three are the main classifications. First, cost leadership. Second, differentiation. Okay, and third, you will find hybrid, a combination of these two, okay, in a different way, which is we called focus strategy. Okay, hybrid but in different way. I will explain, don't worry. Now when I think about cost leadership, my dear students, okay, cost leadership means a company's, again, it's not about selling price, it's all about cost of production. Cost leaders will only focus on reducing the cost in all the aspect, right from procurement, production, logistic, after sales service, everywhere. Minimum cost should be incurred. Are you understanding? That is the strategy of cost leadership. Understood? Second, generally we use cost leadership where, when market are of price sensitive users. So even if you are selling at a low price, still you will be able to earn the profit as compared to your competitors if you are following this strategy very well. Okay, and second, when product differentiation is not possible. Okay, similar, all companies in your industry are selling the same product, differentiation is not possible. Okay, second, now next method, differentiation. Now you will also find one more category of customers who will think that I have a lot of money, paisa, lot of money, I want something unique. Are you understanding? Something differ, in either in terms of product, in terms of feature, in terms of packaging, I don't say in terms of branding, anything different. I'm ready to pay premium price, but different from others. Now that is called differentiation strategy. Okay, but now what is the difference between cost leadership, differentiation, and now what we are going to start focus? Cost leadership and differentiation always concentrate on broad markets. Okay, their target market is broad markets. But when I say focus, they are only going to focus on narrow markets, particular customers. That's what is called focus. But again, the problem is, after you focus, on a particular segment, then how will you further proceed? So again, you need to take the base of cost leadership and differentiation. So if you are focusing and thinking of low cost, then focus cost leadership. If you are focusing, targeting, and you are thinking about unique products, then focus differentiation. And while reading, my dear students, while reading the, again, look, this topic is very important from big questions point of view, also from MCQ point of view. Definitely they will frame MCQs, there will some small questions, and they will identify the strategy used by the company. So how will you identify whether it is cost leadership or differentiation, or focus cost leadership or focus differentiation? While reading the question, I'm giving you the tip. See, this table is actually very important for MCQ and case study point of view. This will help you to identify which strategy they are using. First, you need to understand, while reading the question, look, don't think from customer point of view, think from the organization, company's point of view. First aspect should be whether company is targeting broad market or narrow market. So you will get the 50-50 idea. If they are targeting broad market, which means you know that now the answer may be between cost leadership or differentiation. And if it is targeting narrow market, then we know that answer between focused cost leadership and focused differentiation. The first thing you should always, while reading the question, you should understand the market very well. And next is very easy. Once you understand the market, broad or narrow, okay, then you just need to understand if it's cost oriented, cost leadership, if it's unique, then it is differentiation. Okay, so this is the tip you should remember till your paper last chapter. Okay, sure, references will come here and there and anywhere also, my dear students, for this. Now we'll start with cost leadership again. Look, in all this topic, questions will remain same. Initially, they are going to explain the entire concept of cost leadership or differentiation. Then the common questions will be how we can achieve cost leadership, advantage, disadvantage. Same thing in differentiation, same thing is focused cost leadership or focused differentiation, or you can say focus strategy. Okay, now first, when I say cost leadership strategy, you see the first line itself says, my dear students, first line, see, what is first line? Broad mass market. Look, while reading, it is very important to use color pens. Okay, because definitely when you use colors, it will, while doing revision, it will strike your brain, or something important is coming here, something important statement or word is coming here. And that's why you can see multiple colors in my study material, in my notes. Of course, my note, it's not my notes, but while reading, I make sure that I use colors. Second, I told you that when you think about the cost reduction, my dear students, now that cost reduction is not only in production part, right from procurement, production, logistic, everywhere. Okay, so it's properly written here also. Now, when you think about cost leadership, now the biggest advantage they get is, you know what? Even if the competitors will start price war, still will be able to earn satisfactory profit because our cost is reduced. And one of the example is McDonald. Okay. Apart from this, when you think about the chapter number 4, in chapter number 4, we have a forward, backward, or integrations. Correct. Now, why you do this integrations? One of the reason is to reduce the cost. When you think about the backward integration, look, I am assuming that most of the students are doing revision with me and they are not learning for the first time. Okay, this lectures are for revision, not for learning the first time. Okay, so when I say backward means what? We are doing a tie-up with what? With whom? Array, raw material supplier. So why we want to do tie-up with the raw material supplier? That we can get it raw material lesser cost. Simple. Forward means what? We are doing a tie-up with the distribution channel, again to reduce the cost. Main fundamentals. Okay, now again, price sensitive buyers, and the most important, when product differentiation are not possible, that time cost leadership is the important strategy. But we have a risk also. First, simple, copy. If someone will copy your concept, it's gone. Second, see, imitate strategy. And second, if technological breakthrough will come. Now, what is the meaning of technological breakthrough? It means suppose the technology which we were only using initially to reduce our cost, now everyone else is also using the same technology, so even their cost will also reduce. Other thing, buyer. Right now, buyers, what we said, buyers are price sensitive, which means they want lesser price, lesser price, lesser price. But now suddenly they only want, no, we are ready to pay premium price, we want something unique. Then that is the risk for our cost leaders. Okay, but when again this question, look, advantage and disadvantage can be a direct question, understand, but indirect way of asking the question is that, so and so companies are going through blah blah blah, and they will say like this, and they want to go for cost leadership. So suggest them on in which conditions they should go for cost leadership and how they can achieve cost leadership. Such kind of questions mostly they can ask in case study form. Now look at here, before you start with cost leadership, the first fundamental, cost leadership's first fundamental is economic of scale. Now, when I say economic of scale, which means first, before doing anything, because you want to produce in a larger quantity, then obviously there has to be a demand for selling that quantity also. That is the first thing. Second, whatever resources you are using, your optimal utilization of resources, economic of scale. Okay, every time we are creating a single product. Now, for example, if I'm talking about this bottle, so throughout the year we are producing only this standard bottles only. Then only we can reduce the cost. I hope understand this. Invest in cost saving technologies, automations, and most important, resistance to differentiate till it become essential. Then only we'll go for this particular concept. Okay, now advantage and disadvantage, personally I feel that you will be able to complete it, because advantage, if you actually see, this is nothing but Michael Porter's 5 force model. Correct. So advantage and disadvantage are very simple, which you will manage. Next is differentiation. Again, see the first word, broad mass market. Again, see the next word, unique. And the most important, uniqueness not only in product, see, product design, brand image, features, technology, dealers network, or customer service, something unique. Like Domino's Pizza is giving you in 30 minutes delivery. Now that is unique. And for that, you are paying the premium. Understood? But see, differentiation does not guarantee competitive advantage, especially if the standard products sufficiently meet customer needs. Look, understand. If a normal bottle can satisfy my needs, I will not go for some different bottles who is something unique. But look, my concept is drinking a water from the bottle, whether it is simple or whether it is some advanced. If I'm getting the same utility, I'm not going to pay higher amount. So before getting into the differentiation, you need to analyze the market very well. That what is the demand or the psychology of the customers. That is what written here also, my dear students. But once your product is perceived as unique, which means your customer will always ready to pay the premium amount and they will become your loyal customer like Apple. Correct? Now, when I think about again differentiation, risk will always come. One risk, you know that. Which risk? Copy. If someone will copy the uniqueness which you have, they will also start producing the same goods and the demand will fall. Okay, see, unique product may not be valued. Second, sometimes even you think, like for example, so like remember this previous session, product utility. But if suppose this company is charging 1,000 rupees, but understand, I feel that 1,000 rupees is not something amount which I need to pay for this. So obviously I'm not going to buy your product. Okay, so there are always two risks, and obviously they can ask this question for 2 mark also. Remember this. Now, basis of differentiation: product, price, and organization. Product means they're talking about, and all three they have given example of Apple. If you have read this very well, you know that. Look, when I talk about the product, so obviously when we are creating the product, the cost of the production is very important, and there are a lot of cost, not only about production, marketing, and another R&D costs are involved. Correct? But the ultimate payoff is, you know what? Even if we are selling at a higher price, people are ready to pay. iPhone, you know that. Second, pricing. It's a different concept. In our market, pricing means, you know what? Two different strategies. Either charge the highest price or charge the lowest price of the industry. Again, Apple charging the highest price. And third, organization. This, you know, that entry barrier. Remember, if I want to spend 1 lakh rupees, definitely I will not spend that 1 lakh rupees on Oppo or MI, but I will spend on iPhone or I will spend on Samsung. Correct? That is called organization. That entry barrier, brand image, brand identity. Connect the points, my dear students. While reading the subject, you should connect the points and you will realize that, oh yeah, this is damn easy. Okay, now same question, achieving. When can you think about, achieving means, you should adopting the differentiation strategy. Okay, see the first. Your differentiation will be valued only if it will offer that utility that customer is expecting. Second, every time you should elevate or improve the performance of the product. Third, you should always provide high quality product. Fourth, rapid product innovations to keep with the dynamic environment. That is more important. Taking steps to enhance the brand image and brand value. You should continuously create that image. That what is iPad, iPhone? People feel that, oh, we are unique. Only we have that iPhone like this. And the most important, 6 point. Read 6 point. I'm giving you 2 minutes, okay? iPhone, again use iPhone. iPhone normal, 70,000. iPhone plus, 75,000 or 80,000. Pro, 1 lakh. Pro Max, 1.5 lakh. In that also variation, 64 GB, 128 or 256. Now, this is what the super brilliant strategy of Apple company, my dear students. Okay, great. Now differentiation is over. Now we are moving towards focus strategy. Now in focus, we have already discussed that basically we are going to target a small audience where big companies are not focusing. Big companies don't care about these people only to satisfy their need only, our understanding, but we will focus on those needs. That is what called focus strategies. But see, sometimes even big companies also enter into this target market, my dear students, but then they cannot survive only on focus concept. They need to merge focus either with cost strategy or with differentiation strategy. So focus cost leadership or focus differentiation. Now, when I think about focus cost leadership, which means you are targeting a market, plus you are reducing the cost of the product. Okay, like I hope very few people knows about this thing. Okay, but I in last session also I have discussed that Maggie has focused, Nestle, of course Nestle has focused on Jain community also. Okay, yes, and they have especially targeted Jain people with a Jain Maggie. Now people will say this, sir, but why it is in cost leadership? Because it's focused, then the cost. Because look, normal Maggie, the cost of normal Maggie is, I think, 15 rupees, and the cost selling price I'm talking about right now simply is 20 rupees. So nothing much difference, my dear students. But when you think about the focus differentiation, see, they have also created oats Maggie, and they are selling this around 80 rupees, around premium. So when I say you are targeting a particular audience and then charging premium, targeting and premium, that is called focus differentiation. Rolls Royce, Rolex, Rado watch, all are focus differentiation. Okay, clear? Now when I think about focus, my dear students, first of all, you need to select a proper target audience. Second, you need to create a superior skills to cater that audience. Third, you should generate high efficiency for serving such niche market and developing innovative ways in managing the value chain. I just want to share one good example with you all here, my dear students. Okay, that even in CA class, okay, there is a concept called private tuitions. Yes, one to one. So professor will go to the student's home and they will teach one to one. In CA also it is there. So when I teach that one to one, are you understanding? It is called focus strategy, and definitely we charge premium because we are only teaching them. We are going their home, so it's focus differentiation. But look, when we are teaching that one to one and when we are charging that premium amount, definitely they will expect us to serve them better. Example, okay, sure. But nowadays such kind of market is also disappearing because of technology, because most of the professors are, especially theory professors, are giving everything on internet like this, YouTube live. I'm actually sharing all my tricks and tips with you all in this sessions. Then we feel that then who is going to come to us for our normal lectures? So always remember, my dear students, okay, market will always it's possible that the differentiation is very small market, so over a time it could disappear also. If you read the disadvantage, you will understand this. Okay, so cost leadership, focus, and differentiation, these are the three methods of our generic strategies of Michael Porter. But now there is one more concept. Look, when you think about the cost leadership, we are only thinking about the cost of production, and obviously accordingly we will provide the quality. When you think about the differentiation, quality will be high, then price will also be high. But when you think about, again, broad market concept, but when you think about in low cost, sorry, again I'm extremely sorry, in low cost, you want to provide value, more value for your product. Price will be low, but value will be more. Now that is called best cost provider strategy. So how will you identify this? Based on this concept, value and more, value will be limited, but price will be limited and value will be more. Okay, everyone. So this is best cost provider strategy, and the best example is Oppo, Vivo, OnePlus. They're using this strategy to serve the markets. Okay, with this chapter is getting over, I will definitely suggest you again solve this activity. So I'm giving you time, my dear students. Solve. Okay, let's do it together. First, it's a concept, building a best in class headphone with a noise cancellation and premium quality. But here you see, it's not target market. Concept is very simple, broad, and best premium quality ear questions, which means obviously it should be differentiation. Providing maximum value within a spendable limit. Remember, maximum value, limited price. So best cost provider. Next, I hope you understood economic of scale, which means they are talking about cost leadership. And next, targeting below poverty. Targeting, which means focus. and poverty, which means obviously focus, cost leadership. Clear? Okay, so this is how you should solve all the questions which is given in study material. Sorry, before going with any other material, first please solve study material, all the questions, and then go for other materials wherever you want, whichever you want. Okay, sure. So here we have completed chapter number 3, and now we are moving towards our chapter number 4. Great. I'm hoping that you all are enjoying the lectures and the content which I'm providing right now. Now, chapter number 4, which will again take 1 hour, my dear students, to complete the entire chapter. 1 hour or maybe more than that, okay, but we want to try to complete the chapter very well. Okay, so today in this session, look, earlier I was informed that I should take big session, 6 hours, 7 hours together to complete this entire SM, but I said that, sir, it's better to go in a split for SM, because students will not be able to absorb all the contents together. Now, yesterday we have discussed 2 chapters. You gone through that 2 chapters, you understood and you absorbed that all the contents which we have discussed. Today 3 and 4 we are completing. Again, you will absorb the contents very well, and tomorrow, which means next session will be tomorrow, only chapter 5, which you also know that chapter 5 is a bigger chapter. Okay, which may take 1.5 hour or 2 hours to complete. Okay, so alternates one form of marathon only, total 8 hours, approximately 8 hours, but only in split form, so that you can actually focus, concentrate. Okay, great. Now proceed. Now for the students who might have joined in between somewhere in the sessions, or they are going through, remember, my dear students, read everything whenever you are going through the study material very well. When you are doing first reading, and in your first reading, you should shortlist everything, that which line I should remember, and at the time of revision I should only do this much. That is very important, and that's why I have shortlisted this, all the paragraphs. You can see lines will be there, that this is you should focus while doing revision. Now, when I think about this chapter 4, strategic choice, so ultimately we have come to that chapter where now we need to learn about different strategies which is available for the organizations. But then every strategy will have a different aspect. Okay, now why this chapter 4? Now we are learning, because after completing 2 and after completing 3, now we have enough information. Okay, enough information to select the appropriate strategy for our requirement. Are you understanding? Now, when you think about the strategies, okay, so you can see strategies are formulated at the different levels of the organization, and we know that there are 3 levels: top, middle, lower. See the next, if you see this lines, can you see this? Top management of the organization makes strategic decisions. So all the strategies which we are going to discuss, selection of the strategy is always done by top management. Then how to execute, implement, so look, for implementation also you need to create plan. Okay, so that will be done by the middle level management, and finally that actually getting done, work should be actually getting done, will be done by the functional managers. Okay, now strategic choices. Now here they have written very simple concepts in this paragraph. Look, every company will select the strategies, either to stay relevant, either to enter into a market, either to grow in the market, to remain competitive. They will select the strategies, different strategies. They are going to select. Now some classifications they have given, like William Glock and Lawrence Josh, they have given some strategies. Michael Porter has given some strategies. Again, strategies, when we discuss at top level, strategies will be created at middle level also, and strategies will be created at functional level also, which you can read this paragraphs very well, my dear students. When you are reading for the first time, look, even questions are not possible, such kind of paragraph, from such kind of paragraphs questions are not possible, but it is important to understand the topics very well. Okay, Now, see the basic classifications. Different types of strategies on the basis of their classification. Like when you talk about levels, corporate, business, functional, which we have done in chapter number 1. Now, acha, I wanted to discuss this thing, but then I thought I will discuss this in the chapter number 4. When you think about the life cycle, okay, life cycle. So, whether that life cycle is of product, okay, or business, product, business, okay, or my dear students, it's about industry. I'm writing three names, whether for product or business or industry. Life cycle stages will remain same. Trick: introduction, growth, maturity, decline. Okay, and as the stage will be there in your industry, okay, so industry, in your company, whatever, you need to select the strategy appropriately, accordingly. Okay, and next you will find, you can see, my dear students, competition oriented. Now when I talk about competition oriented, already three we have three we have discussed, but apart from this we also have joint ventures, mergers and acquisitions, strategic alliances, which we will discuss just in few minutes. Okay, I will say like this. Now this chapter is very simple. Again some basic informations you will get in this paragraph, and I will suggest definitely you should read this paragraph very well. Okay, so when you are watching this video, if you can possible, and if you have a time, like if you are only going to appear for second group, if you have such kind of time, then pause and underline it, whatever you can see on the screen. Now, corporate strategies. So my dear students, four strategies are there: stability, growth, retrenchment, and combination. In our syllabus, in our topic, they have only explained us stability, growth, and retrenchment. Okay, combination is just as a topic, and in this table you will find it. Now, again, depending on the stage, like for example, if you are in introduction stage or growth stage, definitely you will always opt for expansion. Introduction stage means what? You are entering into the market, and why you want to enter? To expand. Simple. Second, when your product is at maturity stage, so that stage, which means a competition is tough, so you want to preserve your market share. Look, if the share will not increase, we don't want share should decrease also. Correct? So stability. Third, if your product is now failed to attract the customers, which means nobody is buying your product, so it's time that your sales of your product is declining day by day, customers are not preferring, so it's time to think something else. Now that is called retrenchment. Now in that also different techniques will come, we will discuss, don't worry. Okay, where turnaround is also there, divestment is also there, liquidation is also there, we will discuss that thing. And combination means when you are a big company like Reliance. So see, in Reliance there are multiple business. In every business there are multiple products. every product every product will be of on different life cycle. Some product will be in introduction stage, some product will be in expansion, some may be on stability, correct, some may be on declining stage. So combination of strategies: stability, expansion, and retrenchment. Combination you need to use. Okay, clear? So I think this particular thing, we are very clear with this thing. And now we are moving towards the first topic, stability strategy. Okay, now just 1 second, I'm taking, my dear students, only 1 second. Okay, thank you, students. Because I have created this entire setup in my home only, so I was having some work. Now Stability strategies, we'll start discussion about stability. The stability means, what, something called that we don't want to get into anything new. Whatever we are doing, in whichever business we are, we want to continue. Whatever product we are selling, we want to continue. Whichever our target audience, we want to continue. That is what called stability. Okay. And generally stability strategy we accept when our product is mostly in maturity stage. Now this is what the you can see, a stability strategy is pursued by firm when, now believe me, they can again frame MCQ questions from all these different strategies. Okay, so you need to be very careful that remember these two concepts, these two lines properly. Okay, now mostly people also think that stability means doing nothing. Wrong, absolute wrong. Look, stability means what? If you're not able to increase, you should not reduce also, and our share should not reduce. For that also, continuously we scan the market and we accordingly, accordingly market, we take the necessary steps to preserve our share. So don't think that stability means doing nothing. No, stability means preserving, and for preservation also you need to change your strategies according to the dynamics of the market. Okay, now here also we'll get two questions. One is characteristics, another is major reasons. Okay, now characteristic means some of the points will be like this. First, we want to stay with the same business. Second, even if growth we require, small growth, incremental way, we don't want to redefine our business, we don't want to invest new money, we know that there is less risk in this strategy. Okay, yes, we are very comfortable with the current state of affairs, what is going on. Yes, okay. And we also know that one of the reason that when you focus only on your some products, the products in which you are dealing, only on those products, so we can also create core competencies. Okay, so this is some of the characteristics of sorry, I'm really sorry. Today I'm extremely sorry for all this disturbance, my dear students, but because of the environment change, something affected my throat. Okay, now this was some characteristics, and also there is one question called major reasons. See, the first, product has reached the maturity stage, we know that. Second, our staff is also comfortable with this current state of affairs. Third, it is opted when the environment in which organization is operating is relatively stable. Environment is stable, which means the demand for product, and not only for your product, even for your competitors product also is settled, and it is not advisable to change. Because if you try to, for example, suppose in stable market, you want to think like, no, I want to expand the market. Now how will you expand the market? Will go for price war. But if you go for price war, your competitor will also reply with the price war, in which it's possible that you will lose your market share. That's why you don't want to do anything, continue with the same strategy. And sometimes suddenly when you have received some expansion, some growth, and after that growth you want to consolidate yourself, you want to settle, that time also you will accept stability strategy, that now we have achieved enough market share, now we don't want to compete more, we want to continue with now we want to enjoy this whatever the privilege we are getting from the current market share. So that is also one of the reason you will go for stability strategy. Okay, but always remember, generally stability strategy is adopted when companies knows that market is also not going to give you opportunity for expansion, because that product is reached at a maturity stage also. Okay, now again, why don't startup aim for stability? Use your brain. How the startup will aim for stability? Startup will always aim for what? First, entering into the market, and after entering into the market, they will think about the expansion only. Now, once they will get a good expansion, then they will think about the stability. Use simple logic. But some of the companies, after proper entering into the market, they think that now we want to expand. Okay, we need to go into new markets, we want to integrate new technologies, new products, new target audience. We just want to grow, we don't want to stay in the small market, in like, well, we want to grow. So they will always go for growth and expansion strategy. Okay, now here also, when you think, it's almost opposite of stability strategy. Again, new definition of business, new investments, different types combinations we will apply. Correct? Yes or no? And apart from this, how can you grow? Through intensification, diversification. That is also the options will come. Now, next reason. Look, one of the reason, growth strategy will always give a good, that what you can say, satisfaction that we are growing, that proud feeling. Second, when you expand your business in your sector, in other sectors, it will give you greater market controls. Third, as you expand, as you are gaining the experience curve effect will come, which will help you to create barriers for the other companies. Okay. And in expansion also, we have multiple methods like intensifying, diversifying, acquiring, merging. So it will give you a lot of options to grow. Okay, so that's why people are going with the expansion strategy. Now, in this topic itself, my dear students, growth and expansions, we need to learn lot of options like internal growth strategies and external growth strategies. First, internal. In internal also, my dear students, okay, internally and externally means something else only that will also cover in detail. Okay, so when I think about the internal growth strategies, in that also we have a two: intensification and diversification. See, what is intensification? I have written act of increasing the strength, force, or degree of something. Whatever we have, we need to increase their strength. Okay, we need to increase the force. That is what they are talking about, intensification. Now, how can you perform intensification? There are three methods. First, market penetrations. Market penetration means using our existing product, we want to increase our market share. That is called market penetration. Then, market development. We will create another market, my dear students, another market for our existing products. Third, product development. We will create new products for our existing markets. Are you understanding? See, penetration means existing product in existing market. Market development, existing product in new markets. We will create new markets. So we want to expand now. Okay. And third, product development. So we will create some new products for existing markets. But how can we create, like for example, when you think about market penetration, so we are saying that, so market penetration means you said that using existing product in existing market and you will increase the share, growth, because it's a growth or expansion, correct? But how it is possible? Simply, what you should do? You should create some good ads. Yes. How can you, create good ads? Like for example, I'm talking about uh, showing in those ads that this product doesn't have only one usage, multiple usage. Another way, like for example, uh, and generally we all do brush only in the morning. Okay, so now Pepsodent or Colgate, they will come up with the ad called, dentist suggests that at least twice a day, which means in the morning and before sleeping you should do brush. But when you use two times brush, so obviously the quantity you will use more toothpaste, so again the buying frequency will increase, correct? Then toothpaste, we feel that, I hope you know that this, look, you all are very smarter than us, Gen Z, Gen Alpha generations. So toothpaste is not only used for only cleaning your teeth, it has also other applications. So what this company will do, they will create small videos on YouTubes and Instagrams for showing the different applications of this same product. So people will start buying product for the other application also. Now this is how you can actually create market penetration, where same product are you understanding in the same market, and still you can go for expansion. Now when I talk about product development, so it's not about always creating a new product, but it's always creating an improved product over your existing products. Okay, for your existing markets, so you can improve the products or it can bring totally new products and increase your current market. Okay, market development is expand geographically or target a new segment. So till now, I look, for example, uh, with whatever subject I'm teaching, I was only like for example strategic management. So strategic management is not only in CA, it is also there in ACCA, it is also there in USCMA. Are you understanding? Market development for the same product. Clear? Same fundamentals. And now fourth one is diversifying, which is a totally new topic. See, diversifying. Now, what is diversification, my dear students? Diversification means diversifying from your industry to other industry, from current product to other products. That is called diversifying. And believe me, you can actually expand or grow more, believe me, in diversification as compared to intensification. Are you understanding? Yes. Now people want to break their boundaries with the energy. They want to get into the new markets, new products, new technologies again. Now in diversification also there are two types of diversification. Now suppose I'm just giving you my example. I also want to start, if you remember last session, CISA, Certified Information System Auditor. It's totally my new product. Okay. But it will be in teaching only. So related diversification. I want to start my own e-commerce business. Teaching is a separate, e-commerce is a separate, unrelated diversification. Related diversification means where we are going to share the resources between existing and the new business. But when I say unrelated, we are not going to share anything. Totally new business, new market, new audience, new resources, totally different. That is called unrelated. Okay. That is what the basic fundamentals of your diversification, related and unrelated. And then there is another concept called innovations. Okay. So these are the three main topics which you are going to learn in your diversification. Now, before I proceed with this, I will also suggest my students that please create diagrams. Write the heading, stability, growth, after that retrenchment, main heading. Then in every topic, create again small diagrams that what are the number of internal points, internal head points are there, internal topics are there. Okay. So this way you will be easily remember that which method comes under which topic. Now first, concentric diversification. When I say concentric means it's related diversification. Okay. Related means what? I want to use my existing facilities to get into new business. That is what called concentric diversification. One of the example, very simple example is Adidas. Whenever I say Adidas, obviously the thing will comes to your mind is shoes. Okay. But using their existing brand image, using their existing facilities, resources, they have also created another business called Adidas t-shirts, shorts, apparel segment. And again, they are not doing separate ads. Correct? They are using only Adidas. They are not having separate showrooms for shoes, separate for apparel, separate. No, same they are sharing. So cost is also reduced. Are you understanding? Now this is what called concentric diversification. Now in concentric diversification also we have two part. In concentric also we have two part, vertical and horizontal. In vertical also we have a two part, forward and backward. Okay. Now very simple. If you remember yesterday's example, we are always here. Okay. Manufacturer, center. Now for manufacturing, we need what? Raw material, correct? And this raw material we will get from supplier. So basically we are dependent on supplier. Yes or no? Okay. After once you create our product, we obviously we will sell this product to either wholesalers or retailers, which means in short we are talking about distribution channel, various customers who are our customers. Okay. For some manufacturers, wholesalers are their customers, correct? Yes or no? And through which they can we can distribute our product to the ultimate consumers. Now when I say integration, especially in this diversification, what we will do, we will enter into the business of raw material. So we will start creating raw material business. Now this is what called backward integration. So once you will start creating your own raw material, which means now you are not dependent on supplier, you will sell raw material to your unit also at a lesser rate. So cost of production will be down. Plus you have created raw material not only for supply of you will also supply this raw material to your competitors now, because they will also need now raw material, and we will not supply the raw material at a good price. We will supply them at a higher price. Yes or no? Now this is called backward integration. So you have entered into the business of supply of raw material. Okay. in your vertical chain, Now, another thing, till now you were selling goods through distribution channel, but now you have decided that no, we will create our own distribution channel and we will only sell the product to ultimate customers. Now this is what called forward integration. This is what known as forward integration, where you will create your own distribution channel. Okay, so I hope you understood. Now why it is called vertical? Because it's a vertical chain: raw material, manufacturer, which means us, and distribution channel. I hope the concept is pretty clear. But see, this is vertical, but when I say horizontal, it means same level. So you will try to do acquisition or tie up with those companies which are at the same level of production. Like, most common example is Zomato has acquired Blinkit. Both are in the field of distribution. Same. Okay. Another example, Flipkart has created another e-commerce venture. Okay, e-commerce. Look, Flipkart is already e-commerce company. They have started another e-commerce company called Shopsy. Yes, to compete with Misho. So this is something called horizontal integrated diversification. Okay, so Flipkart has their own business, plus they have created Shopsy to compete with Misho. Clear? Proper examples. Now, obviously, we'll go for conglomerate diversification. Now, what does conglomerate diversification means? So, conglomerate diversification means, my dear students, we are getting into the business which is completely different from our existing business. No connections, no resources, no technology, no audience, no customer, nothing. Totally new. That is called conglomerate diversification. Okay. Now, apart from this, they have given look, again, this is not differentiation. Both are separate questions. Then in related diversification, what are the points? Like what we share. So see, we actually share assets, brand name, skills, sales and distributions, manufacturing skills, all this economic scale, we share in related. Okay. But when you talk about unrelated, first of all, it's completely new product, completely new technology. We are focusing now on multiple products. Look, when I say Adidas in shoes and apparel business, it's focus, we are focusing on the same line of business. Okay, but here completely different products we need to, but it will help us to reduce the risk. Yes or no? How? My dear students, if someone want to take over your business, they will take either business. So they will not be, look, in case of Adidas, if someone is taking over the Adidas, which means complete shoe section, apparel, or whatever under Adidas, everything will go. But when you are going completely on two different business, or understanding, so my dear students, there is a less risk of takeovers. Okay, so this is what the differentiate. So not differentiation of something. I will say something like features or characteristics, like questions they can ask. Okay, and there is always a question: is it better to diversify in a related way or unrelated way? So personally, if someone asks me, sir, what do you think? So I'm giving you one simple example. Okay, right now I'm teaching to CS students, and in the future I want to teach to all the professionals who want to serve the CISA. So I'm in related business only, just in different particular segment, but teaching segment. Okay, so if anything happens to me, throat, are understanding, my both business will get affected, because in teaching, this is our asset. Everything is dependent on my delivery. Yes or no? So both business will get affected. Correct? But if I have a business of one business teaching, another business e-commerce platform. So if anything happens to me, suppose health wise to my throat, and I now could not able to take the lectures, but still it will not affect my unrelated business, e-commerce business. And this is understand. You need to understand. If anything happens to shoes image, definitely it will affect the cloth image also, Adidas. So it's better unrelated is a good option. But next is, third is innovation. Now every company should think about innovations, because innovations biggest advantage, it will keep you ahead of your competitors. Are understanding? Yes. So innovation is also one of the way for expansion and growth. Now innovations will this question they have asked in May 24. See, suddenly they have asked, they have not asked unrelated related business, they ask innovation. So expect the unexpected. Understood? Now innovations will always help to solve complex problems that we know, because we always focus on the problems, focus on the problems faced by the customers, and then we create the solutions accordingly. Okay. Second, increase the productivity. Now you know that I'm just giving you another example. Day by day, when you use MS Office, every time no new MS Office new features will come, which will always help you to increase your productivity. Correct. Now, one of the feature of MS Office, initially we used to type everything whatever we wanted to convey. Now there is a feature in that where you can speak and everything will be automatically will be drafted in the document. Apart from this, in the latest MS Office, I think that Office 360 or 365, the name of that software, they have integrated AI also. So suppose if you have a document and you want to summarize that document, or you want to just get some important from that document, you just click on that AI and the AI will create that summarized notes also. That is called increased productivity, innovations. Okay. And finally, I told you, if you will continuously get some new products, some new features, innovations, definitely it will help a first mover advantage to the company, and you will be ahead of your competitors. Correct? Yes or no? Now this was your internal growth strategies, where you need to put all the efforts. Suppose if I'm talking about vertical, this what you can say, integration. So we need to start the raw material business from start scratch. We need to put all those efforts. If I'm thinking about distribution channel in no forward integration, I need to start from the scratch. I need to put all the efforts. But suppose if I want to expand rapidly fast, then what is the best option? Mergers and acquisitions, which means rather than creating, acquire it or merge it. Are you understanding? So it is a faster way of expansion. But you need to understand one very important thing. You know what, my dear students? Very important thing. Mergers and acquisitions is also different. Yes. Mergers and acquisitions will always have a thin line of difference. And do you know what is that thin line of difference? Tell me. Mergers are done on a good notes, happy terms and conditions. Are you understanding? Whereas acquisition is always forceful. One powerful entity will acquire the less powerful entity. Mostly in case of recession, this things you can generally see, my dear students. Okay, so this is a basic difference between mergers and acquisitions. Happy terms, not happy terms. Simple explanations. Okay. Now in mergers and acquisitions also similar concepts will get repeated, my dear students. Like see, horizontal merger, two companies at equal level getting merged into one entity. In merger, my dear students, generally what will happen? Two companies will merge and new identity will be created. In acquisition, identity of the acquired company will get lost. The company who is acquiring, powerful entity, now that identity will remain. So the acquired company will lose their identity. That is what again another difference between mergers and acquisitions. Okay. Now again, vertical merger means what? Similar concept which we have done here, forward and backward. In integration, we were creating the business. Okay, we are putting all efforts to create that entire business from the scratch. In merging, simple concept, we will merge with the supplier. Our company will merge with the supplier company. On the others, this is called backward merger. Our company will merge with the existing distribution channel. This is called forward merger, nothing else. So we will not put any efforts from the scratch. Whatever existing companies are there, we will directly merge with them, or we will acquire them. Simple concept. Okay. Co-generic merger is one special type of merger, special type. Okay, where one company want to take the advantage of another company in the same market, but with a higher technologies. Okay, see, two companies in the same industry but different product lines merge. Now, to make this thing very clear, I have given here example also. Walt Disney is they have acquired a Pixar animation company. Now Walt Disney was in traditional animation and Pixar was in advanced computer generated graphics. So Walt Disney, when they acquired Pixar, so now they have a greater capabilities of advanced graphics. This is what called co-generic merger. Okay, that's why I have given example also. And finally, we have a conglomerate merger. Now, what is the meaning of conglomerate merger? Two different companies, completely two different business, and they are coming together. So one of the example I have written, Amazon e-commerce company, Whole Food is the departmental stores, totally two different business, they are coming together. Okay, US example. So this is what, my dear students, mergers and acquisitions. And now finally, in mergers and acquisitions, whenever I say, whether I talk about mergers or when I talk about acquisitions, in both the cases what will happen, the identity of old companies will be lost and some new companies will be created. But sometimes, what happens, some companies want to come together but they don't want to lose their own identity, so they go in a joint venture concept. I'm giving you your accounts language. Okay, so they will come together. Okay, look, they are coming together with some common purpose, understood, but they will not lose their own identity. And what they will do, they will create a contract, legal contract among that group. That is what called strategic alliances. No company is going to lose their identity, understood. Okay, now what is the biggest advantage of this strategic alliances? First, organizational here, obviously, suppose if four companies are coming together, definitely they will share their whatever learnings they have, knowledge they have, which with each other. Second, if all these four companies are from the same segment, same industry, then obviously they can increase their production capacity by producing in a combined way, so economic benefit. Third, strategic benefit, my dear student. What is the strategic benefit? See, rivals can join together to compete instead to cooperate instead of competing with each other. So earlier, suppose two companies were competing with each other. Now they both only came together. So now they will not fight with each other. In fact, they will take the advantage of their togetherness. And political. Now suppose in some of the area I want to enter, but because of the politics, I'm not able to enter. But one of my partner companies from that area only, and they have a good political connections. So my partner company will help me to enter in that area. That is called political part. Okay. But look, when there are happiness now, there is always disadvantage. All this, what I can say, biggest example. Okay. Right now IPL is going on, and I'm giving you biggest example of IPL. Okay, so in IPL, what is happening in a team? Most of the people, I think, sorry, in 11 people, 4 people will be the foreign players, and they also have other foreign players who are sitting in the bench also right now. Correct. Now, when they are playing IPL, this is something called strategic alliances. Different people coming together, playing together. Okay, so right now, suppose I'm talking about CSK. So Dhoni is leading, and Dhoni will share so many secrets with the other foreign players for Indian players. Like for example, if CSK and RCB match is going on, and suppose Kohli is in a very dangerous situation right now, he is hitting hard everyone. So Dhoni will share the secrets that how can we make him out, correct, with other foreign bowlers. So right now they all together they are playing IPL. So they are ho partnership, and they are team efforts. But once that agreement is over, which means IPL is over, and now all these foreign players will go to their respected country. And when that country will play against India, what will happen? The knowledge gained during this strategic alliance will be used. Are you understanding? So look, when these companies, those who have created the alliances, now they are getting separated. So whatever knowledge they have shared with each other will be used against each other now. So look, there are also solutions to this, legal agreements in company, not IPL. In company, there is a legal agreement that they should not use each other's technology, or they should not share the knowledge which we have, or secrets which we have shared with them during the strategic alliance period. Okay, so here we have completed the entire concept of growth or expansion. Okay, but sometimes it happens that your product is now not working as it was working initially. People are shifting their requirements from your product to other products. Now in that case, you need to take some tough decisions, my dear students. So we need to use retrenchment strategy. Now I want to inform my all the students, this introduction paragraph is also very important, because in one of the case study, yes, in one of the case study, they have used this introduction paragraph as an answer. Once we'll complete this, I will show you. Okay, I will show you that case study also. So first is, suppose if we are in this business in so many years, so we don't want to stop that business instantly. We want to give one chance to that business. Sorry, I just want to relate in another way, simple way. Okay, don't take it again in conspiracy. No conspiracy. Like suppose you are in a relationship since so many years, and now things are not good. So sometimes you take this in that, before getting separated, let's give one chance to our relationship to again get flourish. This is called turnaround strategy. Okay. Then another is, if our one product is not working fine, so what we will do, we will stop the production of that product, and we will diversify the resources, or we will reduce the activities in that product, and we will diversify the resources to other product. That is called divestment. Okay, that is called divestment. And the third is, we will stop the activities in that product only, abandoned, liquidation, or we will liquidate it. So this is what the concept of strategic exit. Exit means I want to quit quit from that product or from that business. That is what the simplest concept. Okay. Now this entire paragraph, what we have discussed just now, in one of the case study, they have actually discussed this mostly in 8. Question number 8, will I will show you the answer directly, so we will also see question number 8 only. Okay, that is the entire case study, and in that case study, they have used, you can see we are giving the different steps. See, turnaround, divestment. If you can see from here, the whole paragraph, introduction paragraph, they have given as an answer. So that's why I'm telling you, just getting notes from somewhere and putting that notes in only question answer format, and thinking that doing this much is enough. If a smart paper setter will set the paper, and if they are going in a case study based way, so you won't be able to crack that answers, my dear students. So it is very important to go through with the paragraph also. Now, first is turnaround strategy. Now, when I talk about turnaround strategy, means giving a chance, which I told you. Okay, and just a second. So, giving a chance, my dear students. Okay, now basically, when you can think of doing a turnaround strategy, when you can implement, so there will be some signals which you should get from your business, that your business is required turnaround strategy. So these signals they have given over there. Okay, like you can see negative cash flow, uncompetitive product, declining market share, which I already told you, that deterioration of physical facility, you are not able to improve your facility also, overstaffing, you don't need, and you have kept so many people in the market, mismanagement, which means authority is not very clear. These are some of the signals. Okay, but as you know that turnaround means we are giving one chance. So for turnaround, we need to give the action plan. Now, first, you can see there are 5 stage you will find: stage 1, stage 2. First stage, you need to understand the root cause of the problem. What is the main problem? And after understanding the problem, only you can start going for the plan. Second, you need to understand, we can create a plan, we can take action only if there is a chances of survival is there. And once the chances of survival is there, then we should focus on our strengths and weaknesses, and in which area we can compete. That is the second. Analyze the situation and develop a strategic plan. But sometimes our situation is very critical, my dear students. So in that case, first we need to stop that bleeding. And for that, we need to focus on so many areas: finance, marketing, operations, improving working capitals, restructuring debt, so many things. And because in third stage, because we are in a critical stage, now we need to restructure the business to recover. In restructuring, 3 phase will be there. Okay, first phase will be always there, where you need to restructure your finance part. Second, my dear students, you need to understand, over a period of years, might possible that you have avoided your hero products, the main products. Now it's time to again make sure that again bring our hero products main. Focus on the main products. And third, during this time, what will happen, my dear students? Morale of your employees will always go down. Yes. So in that case, what we supposed to do? Motivate them. Okay. And after this, stage number 5, where we will start looking for, what, reversal process. We will start looking, flourishing business again, and we will start small profit also. So it means turnaround is successful. But it's not always the case. Okay, even after, doing turnaround strategy, sometimes the strategy may fail. And once turnaround strategy will fail, you need to go with the divestment strategy or liquidation strategy. Okay, now a divestment strategy may be adopted. When can you think of adopting? I'll see, this can be also a case study based question. You need to be very smart while reading, my dear students. Now, I know that while watching this video, some student may get irritated that why he is saying again and again, my dear students. Look, this is just a normal way. Again, it's a naturally it's coming. I'm not doing purposely. Okay, so don't get frustrated. Don't get this. I'm again only saying, dear students, because I want you should focus on each and every area which I'm teaching in this revision sessions. Okay. Now, see, when can you think about divestment? See, the first thing, the business which you have acquired, you thought that it will be a profitable, but that decision was wrong. Negative cash, dangerous competition, and you will not be able to survive in that competition. Not possible for business to do technological upgradation. You need money and you don't have money only, and you're not able to upgrade. And most important, see, we know that instead of investing in this business, it's better to invest in somewhere else which will be profitable in the future. So some of the reasons are there. Characteristics of divestment, very simple. And then next, major reasons for retrenchment. Again, you know what, this is something called deja vu. Deja vu means, you know what, if you accept first 2 points, if you read all the points, it's a repetition from the previous topic. Yes, you can just go through. Okay. Okay, so I hope the concept is pretty clear. Sure. Great. So now we'll move towards strategic options. And here also one small question is there. Is turnaround strategy only relevant to the loss making business? No. Look, it's not like turnaround we always take only when business is loss making. Sometimes we also take turnaround strategies. I have thought of 100 crore profit, but I earned only 20 crore profit, which means loss in profit, nothing else. It's not loss making, understand? Loss in profit I'm doing, but still I'm thinking that I couldn't able to achieve my targets. So I need turnaround strategy to achieve my targets. Okay, now this is also a very good concept. Please remember this. It is very useful for case study based questions. Okay. Now we have learned different strategies. But but what is the biggest problem? We don't know which strategy to select. Are you understanding? And for companies also, especially big companies, I say the companies which have a multiple products and multiple business, which is, they are going to face bigger problems, because every business, every product will have a different stage of life cycle. Different the business in which, or the market in which they are operating may have a different market growth rate. Correct. Our own strength will be differ. So it is always a confusion. So we generally, as a company, we use a portfolio approach. Portfolio means what? We create a portfolio means what? Collection, different types of business, then in the products, and every product and business in which stage. And after that, using this information, and along with this, after using this information and along with this, we have some models, existing models, which will help the company to select the appropriate strategy for their business based on this information which we have collected from the portfolio. Okay, so now we are going to learn 4 different models which will help the company to select appropriate strategy for their business. Okay, now all this, my dear students, they can ask straightforward also, and they may create a case studies also from this models. Now first, Ansoff, which we have already done in our growth segment also. Ansoff product market growth strategy. So based on product and based on the market, we can select the different types of growth strategies. Okay, now actually if you see this table, you will understand. I will say like this: it's market penetration, product development, market development, and diversification. But using this matrix, it is very clear. See, it's very simple. Existing market and existing product, which means market penetration. New product in existing market, which means product development. So it will also help you to remember the concepts, and you can also correct the MCQs. If the market is new but existing product, it is called market development. Product is new, market is new, which means diversifications. And again, they are actually giving same explanations here. But I will tell the students, better read explanations. Don't only go on concepts, also read the explanations very well. Like in penetration, I told you that how can you actually penetrate the market, because existing product, existing market, what new you can do? Remember, usage, application, price war, marketing more, so many things. Market development doesn't only mean geographical way, it is also means targeting a new audience. Correct? So if you read this in detail, then only you will come to know that, oh, that is also possible, this is also possible. Understood? So remember these things, my dear student. Now, when I say product development, which means, you know what, creating a new products for existing market. Correct? So new product, or maybe existing product with the new variations, that we also call new product development, part of the product development. Okay. Diversification, mostly diversification means what? New products in totally new markets. That is a common concept. Okay. So Ansoff, product, market, growth, matrix, very simple concept. Now the next we are going to do is ADL, Arthur D. Little matrix. Okay. Now what they are going to use as a parameters, look, in all the models they are going to use matrix, one form of matrix where two different parameters they are going to use. Common concept, keep it in your mind. Okay. When I'm talking about ADL, now Arthur D. Little says that we are going to define industry life cycle, that industry is in which phase and what is your competitive position in that industry, your organization's competitive position. Based on that, we'll select the strategy. Based on that, we will select the strategy. So if you actually see the matrix, embryonic means introduction, growth, maturity, and aging. Aging means decline. We know that. I told you that whether it is product or business or industry, life cycle will remain same. Correct? Life cycle will remain same. And your competitive positions, dominant, strong, favorable, tenable, or weak. Now it's a basically matrix, and I know that you all know, for example, if your strong position, okay, and market is growth, then definitely these are the strategies which you should select. Simple. So this model will help the company, which means organizations, that which strategy they should select. Easy. Rather than using their own minds and lot of discussions and brainstormings, ready-made models. Some company will use Ansoff, some company will use ADL, some company will use BCG, maybe some company will use G9 cell matrix. Depends on their company, their nature, business. It depends on that. Now look, when I say dominant, what is one dominant means? Dominant means one form of monopoly situation, which practically don't exist, my dear students. Correct? Second, strong. Strong means, market leader is there, or maybe you are market leader. So when you are market leader, you have a freedom to take your independent decisions. Understood? But when I say favorable, favorable means what? There is no market leader. And again, when there is no market leader, every company are free to take their own decisions. Understood? Next is what? Tenable. Tenable means what? Not so great, not so bad. Not so great, not so bad. They are right now, managing somehow business. But in the future, it is dark. Future it is dark. Weak. They may survive for some time, but future is liquidation, divestment. That is. Now, explanation for this, they have given here. Dominant, strong, favorable, tenable, and weak. Okay, now that also they can ask in the exam, and they can also frame good MCQ questions from here. Okay, now next we are moving towards our next category is BCG, one of the very special. Always students like this topic in the classroom, even in the discussion also we like this. Correct? Now you need to understand Boston Consulting Group, BCG. Okay, now they are very famous. You know why? Because of their symbols which they are using, metaphors. Now these companies are taking two different again measures. One, market share, which means of course the depending on that companies that competence and hold in the market share. Another is market growth or market attractiveness. This is what the two parameters they are going to use, but this model is more famous for their symbols. Now you can see this is what the model. Now generally if you really want to learn this model, you should always start from what. Acha, first of all, market share and growth rate, that is the two parameters you should remember. And you should always think from this concept, question mark. Now question mark is something called, you have just started something, okay, a new business, it is in introduction stage, okay, a startup, I can say like this also. So when you have started something, and that too also in a new and a high market growth rate, are you understanding? High market growth. So if that venture will be successful, look, it need lot of investment also, lot of focus also in that business. And if it will get successful, definitely will convert to the star. Now star means already you are in the peak, are you understanding? You have already good market share and market growth rate is also high, so you are going to build only, you are increase your market share, are understanding? But it will also need, because you want to expand, it will also need high investment. But slowly what happens, my dear students, that market growth rate will settle, which means it will come low. So when it will come low, so in this case what we supposed to do, we need to maintain our high market share, maintain. Now that is what called cash cow. Now in this case, if your business is in cash cow, which means we don't have an opportunity for expansion, so what we supposed to do? Diversify. Use your brain, collect the money from here and diversify into another business. Are understanding logic? And over a period of time, suppose if you couldn't able to properly utilize your business, so market share is also declining and you are in a low market growth rate, which means you will go into dog situation. Now if the company is in this situation, which means ultimately it's liquidation and divestment will come. Understood? They will, little bit they are generating cash for survival, but not they will survive for a long time. Now these are the simplest explanation which I can give it to you. Now there was one MCQ, I remember that, question mark. If you are in a question mark, my dear students, you have only two things. Either you can become star or you can become directly dog also. If it is not successful, so that is also possible. So always remember, your business, either it can be successful or it cannot be successful. Okay, clear? Now based on this, there are four strategies. So if you are in star, or definitely you will build or you will expand. If you're in cash cow, my dear students, look, it's either question mark, which means your startup and it's favorable. And if you are a star, so definitely you will build the more market. But if you are in a cash cow, so you need to preserve whatever you are, enjoy that thing, or harvest means try to, what you can do, my dear students, whatever amount you are getting and put it in somewhere else. That is called harvest. And divest means finally liquidate. Bye bye, tata, see ya. But most of the students actually don't read after this. That is the biggest problem. Now this is something called limitations or disadvantage of BCG. See, it's difficult and time consuming, costly to implement. Management may find it difficult to define SBO, strategic business unit, and measure market share and growth. The proper parameters, you will not get it. It also focuses on classifying current business, but provides little advice for future planning. So these are some of the disadvantage of BCG matrix, which people ignore. Okay, and in exam they can actually ask you like this, that explain this, post identification strategies, and also explain 5-mark question. Then what will you do? So this strategies everyone knows. Acha, people actually don't read also. Sometimes this is something called post identification strategies. Once you have identified, what you are, whether you're question mark or star or cash cow, first you need to identify yourself, what you are, and after that you need to implement these strategies. Are you understanding? And then based on this, we'll again further select the strategies. Understood? And finally, there is one question which they have given, that one particular question. I'm giving you 2 minutes, complete the question, okay, and tell me whether it is star or dog or question mark or cash cow. So right now, if you are in live session, okay, right now you're sitting in live session, so at least put your answer in comment box. Okay, don't switch the page. Don't switch the page. So this is basically star. See, the market share is almost more than 50%, my dear, and more investment you require. Simple concept, okay? And after this, last general electric matrix, which is also known as stoplight strategy model, also known as business planning matrix, also known as G9 cell matrix, or known as G model. Again, here concept will remain same. What is the concept? Tell me. Two parameters. First, you can see market attractiveness, whether market is attractive or not. Second, strength of the business. Understood? Same concept. But why this model is better than other model? Why? Because in other model, they are not taking into accounts multiple factors. They are only taking into those factors which is there in the matrix, like in BCG, that market share and market growth rate. But on what basis market growth or market is attractive, they are not showing us, or they are not telling us. Now G9, see, just to consider market attractiveness, they are considering so many points. To calculate the business trend, they are calculating so many points. Calculating means they are considering this many points, and after that they are, making your business position. So this you should remember. And finally, if you see RGB, RGB means red, green, B, I think I forgot, it's yellow basically. Now green means simple, grow. Yellow means somewhere stability. Red means exits. Understood? Simple explanations, which you can see here also. Clear? So I hope these concepts are pretty clear to all of you, and our chapter number 4 is also getting over. Now before we proceed in chapter 4, okay, I just gave you that two examples of case study. First time I told student also that in this also complete descriptive questions, smart questions they have given. See question number 2. Unfortunately I have written the answers also here, but see that what simply they have given one table, and they are telling you that use BCG matrix and classify them. Okay, now in this entire table, believe me, all these columns are not required. Only when you think about BCG, only two columns are required: market share and growth rate. And now you should use your brain. See, market share is 80%, which means higher side, correct? And growth rate positive, so obviously it will be star. See, market share is 40, growth rate is this, so market share is less than 50%, so it will be question mark. So it is gaining slowly. Market share is higher, more than 50%, but negative growth, so it will be cash cow. Market share is also declining, negative growth, so it is a dog. Superb concept. Apart from this, see the question number 4 also. Superb question they have drafted. Okay, so now this will be your homework. This question, it is based on what, Ansoff, market, product, growth, strategy. Okay, so read it very well, and first you need to solve, and then you need to see the answer. Okay, so I told you the questions that which are the smart questions, but at least put some efforts also from your side. Okay, so with this, my dear students, today's session we have completed chapter number 3 and chapter number 4, and tomorrow, which means in the next session, we'll complete the entire chapter number 5. Okay, so thank you very much, all the best. And I those who have joined later last, so what you supposed to do, try to see this both the sessions, previous session also, chapter 1 and 2. Apart from this, multiple places I have given my numbers, you can message me, WhatsApp me, Instagram also, you can join me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and I have a YouTube channel also. Over there also you can join me. Okay, so thank you very much.